Someone asked me earlier, what's Eric Olson's gift? And I said, he doesn't just recruit people, he knows how to build people. That right there, you can learn that from this guy right here. And I mean, I can go on and on and on, because I have little favors like my upline leader. But I just love him to that. I'll take a bullet for this guy. He literally changed my life and my kid's life forever. And I owe him everything. And our goal is to make this guy the biggest giant ever in the history of financial services. That would be
today, my favorite topic, which is building and developing leaders. I'm excited to talk about that topic, but before I do, I want to let you know, when I was 21 years old, I started this company. I went to my first convention. It was back in 2003, and as you've heard, I'm sitting in the very, very, very back, the last row on the second deck of the stadium, and I'm at the Gala Awards ceremony, and I'm seeing everybody getting awards, and I turned to my buddy next to me, because I had one person there with me. I said, man, it'd be so cool to get on stage next year and get an award, right? So I decided to go all in, give this business 1,000%, stop messing around with this thing, and I went full time. And I was blessed that my first year full time, I went out and made $250,000 when I was 22 years old. So the next convention, I got on stage and I got my $250,000 ring at the gala. I was all excited. I was all fired up. And the next day I'm sitting in your chair and I had to go. I said, man, it'd be cool that, like, if next time that I got a chance to speak on stage. And I want you to remember, be careful what you wish for, because about an hour later, the president of the company said, hey, I want to bring up some of the rising stars in the company, and this kid's only 22, and he just hit his $250,000 ring. Is Eric Olson here? Hey, come up onto the stage. And I had a Michael Jordan jersey on. Oh my gosh, and some jeans, and they had, like, you know, they're faded, and oh my gosh, and it was one of those short sleeve, cut off jerseys. And I was like, really? And I spoke on stage. It was like 2 minutes with my Michael Jordan jersey on. Oh my gosh, it was pretty embarrassing. So the point of that story, be careful what you wish for, number one. And number two, you always got to be prepared. You always got to be prepared for that moment, because your name might be called. And who believes that they're going to be up on this stage next year? Yes? I believe you. So I get to talk about my favorite topic is leadership today, because I think everything rises and falls on leadership. And look at that beautiful woman up there, man. I'm a blessed guy, that's for sure. They say every man with dreams needs a woman with vision, and that lady has vision right there. We have some big goals, we have some big dreams, and we're going to do it because I have an incredible team. Is Team Pinnacle in the house right now?
Yeah!
All right, let's get to it. Who would like to know how to build and develop some leaders? Anybody? All right. Let's talk about that here today. So my business philosophy has always been, if I help others get to where they want to go, I will ultimately get to where I want to go. And that's how I've always done it. You know, when I was 22 years old, I hit SMD. I got 3 people to MD, and then I got to SMD, right? When I became a millionaire in my 20s in this company, I helped 10 people make $100,000 a year, and then I made a 7-figure income. And now the goal, we have 10 leaders, my 10 CEOs all lined up to go make a 7-figure income in the next 12 months. We already got their names. One of them is that guy, that MC back there, right? So we got 10 leaders all lined up to be the next 7-figure earners, and by default, if I help these leaders go make 7 figures, by default, we will then make 8 figures. So by the way, have you ever thought about 8 figures? Right? Let me just tell you something. You got to graduate 5 figures and go make 6 figures. Some of you got to graduate 6 figures and go make 7 figures. And then all of our 7-figure earners here in the front row, we got to graduate 7 figures and we got to go make 8 figures. I want you to know this business has no limits. The only limits you have are the ones you put on yourself. So I want you to remember that. So let's talk about it. I don't want to be the king. I don't want to be the queen. I want to be the king and queen maker. That's my goal. We want to build and develop leaders. Our team is Pinnacle Leadership Development, and that's our focus. We build and develop people. I don't need to be the king. I want to develop a bunch of kings, and that's the goal. Next one. If I help others get to where they want to go, then I'm going to ultimately get to where I want to go. And that's how it all works. So I love, I played football and I played sports my whole life and I coach sports, and this is a team sport in this business. They say team stands for together, everyone achieves more. So if you help others get to the promised land, then guess what? You'll be in the promised land with them, and that's the goal. The next thing, I help people become the best version of themselves. I believe we all have a little bit more in us than what we're showing. If I were to ask you on a scale of 1 to 100, what are you giving this business right now? I bet you a lot of you would tell me you're at a 40, you're at a 50, you're at a 60. What if you really did give this business 100%? Imagine what you could do. My challenge to you is to go do that in the next 12 months and give your 100%. Hey, I understand you got your heart broken in junior high, but guess what, right? You got to love again. I understand that you had a job that didn't pay you what you're worth. You started a business, and guess what? It wasn't what you thought. I want you to know this is not that business. We deliver on what we say here, but you got to give us your best in order for this company to give you its best back. Is that a deal? Yeah. Good. Next thing. We help people go from good to great. The biggest enemy of great is good. Things are good, I'm doing okay, but guess what? I believe God put us on this earth to be great, not just to be good. Hey, call me weird, and I don't know about you guys, but man, my whole life I wanted to be somebody, man. My whole life I wanted to do something big. I thought I was going to be in sports, but that didn't work out too well when I hurt my shoulder playing football, so I took that competitive edge, I brought it into this business, game over. We change people's lives here. When people say, so what's up with this recruiting thing? I don't even call it recruiting. I call it changing people's lives. That's right. And that's what we do here in this organization. Yeah. So let me give you a couple of quotes here. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself first. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. So I want you to hurry up and become successful so then you can dedicate your life, as Sandra and I have, to help other people become successful. And let me just tell you, it's very rewarding to help other people become successful. A couple of progressions of leadership. I want you guys to write these down. I want to ask you, where are you at right now in this progression? I believe there's 3 progressions of leadership. The first progression is you have to be able to lead yourself. What that means is you got to be drama-free. You got to be emotionally stable. As my good buddy Steve Siebold says, you got to be mentally tough, right? You got to be able to lead yourself, because if you can't lead yourself, you're not going to be able to lead anybody else. Number 2, you got to be able to lead others. And it's okay if they're followers at first. I remember when our team was super small, we just had a couple of people on our team, and I would tell my team, hey, we're small right now, and we're not going to stay small. We're broke right now, but we're not going to stay broke. You understand? And you got to start sharing your vision. You got to start talking about where you're going. People don't care where you're you're at right now, all that matters is where you're going. It's a boomerang effect. You got to throw it out there, and guess what? It's going to come back to you. Paul Hart would tell you, some people think it's an exaggeration, but they don't know it's our affirmation. We're putting it out there, right? Speaking it out there, and it comes back to you, and that's how it works. The third progression of leadership, which also is the most profitable step, is you got to be able to lead leaders. And let me just tell you something. You got to be strategic. It's a strategy, right? Leading leaders. Leaders have egos. You know, I got about 100 leaders on my team that all think they're the best on my team. You understand that? And that's awesome. That's why I give Joe DePaula a lot of credit, because he has about 1,000 people in this company that think they're the best, right? And so bottom line is, guess what? You got to be able to lead leaders, and that's called duplication. And that's one of the most profitable parts of our business. So let me ask you a question. Where are you at right now? Are you still trying to lead yourself? Are you then leading others, or are you leading leaders? All right. Hey, the function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not to produce more followers. The number one goal of leadership is to produce more leaders. People ask me, you know, how are you so successful, you know, even if you're on a trip or something? We have layers of leadership. We have a lot of incredible leaders in our organization, and if you build leaders, teams will come. I want you to remember this. You build leaders, and those leaders will build your company. That's a powerful thing. Next one. Think about our business for a second. You come in here, you invest only $100, which is almost crazy. By the way, that one time, little $100 investment that I put down when I was 21 years old, which was a lot of money for me, that has paid me back about $20 million so far, net. Was that a pretty good investment? $100? About 20 million back? Are you kidding me? In my 20s? That's ridiculous. You have that same shot. You have that same code number. So think about it. Someone gets recruited. What are we going to do? We're going to recruit them, train them, educate them, coach them, build them, mentor them, teach them, develop them, help them, and then ultimately transform them into a leader. For $100? What? Are you kidding me? That's awesome. That is incredible. You know, when I talk to managers, I get the feeling that they're pretty important when I talk to them. When I talk to leaders, I get the feeling that I'm important. Interesting, right? Are you managing your team, or are you leading your team? Next thing, a manager says go. A leader says let's go. Hey, the best kind of a leader is a do-it-first leader. Say, hey, let's go together. Let's go make phone calls together. Let's go on some appointments together. Let's go make it happen together. We're in this together, and that's what it's about. The next thing, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way, right? We're in this together. We're going to go make it happen together. And guess what? You know, I told a story recently. Some of you guys know the story. 2 of my uplines quit this business. And someone asked me recently, why do you work so hard? You're very successful. You're at the top of the company. You're making millions of dollars. Why do you work so hard? You know what I said? I said, man, there's these 2 guys that were my leaders and my uplines, and they quit on me. And you know what that feels like? It feels like they didn't believe in me. They feel like I was going to go somewhere. And I said, I would never want that same feeling for my team. I never want that same feeling for them. And I'm going to stick here. I'm going to be here no matter what. Shoot, I'm going to make it here. And you better send me flowers, because I'm a guy trying. And that's what's going to happen. You understand that we're going to do something great. So I want you to know, your team needs to know, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here long term. Even if it gets tough, I'm still going to be here. Next thing. I want you to read, let's all read this together real quick, shall we? Here we go. Ultimately, leadership is not about glorious crowning acts. It's about keeping your team focused on a goal and motivated to do their best to achieve it, especially when the stakes are high and the consequences really matter. It is about laying the groundwork for other success and then standing back and letting them shine. And that's what it's all about. That's leadership development, right? You don't want to be the king, you want to be the king maker. You don't want to be the queen, you want to be the queen maker, and that's what we are in WFG. Next thing, leadership is about unlocking people's potential to become better. When you recruit people and you train them, I want you to look at their gifts. I want you to identify their strengths. Don't look at where they are right now. Think about where they're going. I remember when Mario Bayona was 18 years old when he joined this company, right? And now this guy is in his 20s, right? At the top of the company, just doing amazing. Randy Sacato, same thing. And we have some incredible leaders in this organization, right? So don't look at your people where they are right now. Look at where they're going to be. Look at where they're going to be. Next thing. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So in the Bible it says, if leaders don't have vision, the people perish. So you got to talk about your vision. You got to put it out there, talk about where you're going. My team knows that we will be the #1 team in financial services history. And because of that, this company, this great company, WFG, will be the greatest financial services marketing company in history. And that's what's going to happen. I want you to know, you're a part of it. You're a part of it. They're going to make books about us. They're going to put movies about us. There's going to be magazines about us, right? And if there's a magazine, I want you to be like right there. Does that make sense? Right there in the magazine. And if there's movies in there, right? Guess what? I want you to be in the movie. I don't want you to be watching the movie.
Ooh.
Next thing.
Ooh.
Hey, couple of my favorite quotes on leadership. Good leadership is not about advancing yourself, it's about advancing your team. If you want to come back here next year, let's say as an executive marketing director, how many leaders do you need to build? How many SMDs do you need to promote?
3.
3, right? 3 SMDs to be EMD, right? And then how many more for CEO? 3 more. How many more for EVC? 3 more. So that should be your focus, building and developing leaders. If you advance your team, you will be advanced in the process. A leader must inspire or his team will expire. Hey, I want you to know, you gotta light yourself on fire so people will come to watch you burn. You understand? You gotta be the most fired up, most excited. In sports, we call it the light switch. You gotta turn on that light switch, you gotta light yourself on fire, and you gotta be excited. Inspire your team, you understand? Don't just motivate them. The next thing is, hey, many of us want the perks of leadership without the price of leadership. There's no success without sacrifice. You understand? You got to make sure that you're putting in the work to become a leader, and then you'll have the perks of leadership. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you need a team. I want you to sell out to recruiting a big team. I want you to think about building an army of a couple thousand licensed agents, right? You can make 100, 200, 300,000 a year by yourself, but hopefully you want to make millions. You want to go make 7 figures. You want to go make 8 figures. You need to go build a team. Hey, I want you thinking about taking over your city where you live, taking over your state where you live, taking over your province in Canada, right? Think bigger, you understand? Next one, almost done. 97% of the people who quit too soon are employed by the 3% that never gave up. 97% of people are followers. You got to be a part of the 3% and be a leader. Who chooses to be a leader today? Leadership is a choice. You know, there's 5 levels of leadership. In closing here, there's a position leader, a permission leader, a production leader, a people development leader, and then a pinnacle leader. And guess what? Pinnacle leader, that's what it's all about. Look at these pinnacle leaders right here, man. There's a bunch of sharp, talented studs and studettes in that group. And these are leaders of leaders of leaders. I'm blessed to have a great team. Because we've been blessed, we want to be a blessing to others and help other people. And that's what we're committed to do. You know, a lot of people are talking about who's this and who's that. You know, we got you know, all this stuff, but all I know is my leaders have always told me the #1 sign of leadership is what's called the super base. And we've been #1 in the super base for about 6 years in a row. And it's about 73 months in a row, who's counting, in recruiting and production. You know, because what my goal is, build a big base shop, promote frontline direct SMBs. We promoted 80 frontline direct SMBs. By this time next year, we'll be at 100 direct SMBs. You know why? Because we're focused on leadership development. And I want you to focus on the same thing. And whatever you focus on is what you get. What does focus stand for? Follow one course until successful. So this convention is about breakthrough. Who's ready to have a breakthrough at this convention? I want you to stand up. Everybody stand T-Mobile Arena. Stand up, please. Stand up, stand up. Here we go. Thomas and Mac, let's stand up. I got one quote for you. There's about to be a shift in your life. Get ready for your blessings. You've been through enough, and your breakthrough is on the way. Don't doubt it, just claim it. You understand? The breakthrough is coming. Let me ask you a question in closing. What happened the first half of this year that was so amazing, that was so life-changing, that you couldn't have done more? You know, when I asked myself that question, I don't even remember. Do you remember what was so life-changing and so amazing that you couldn't do more? Let me just tell you something. Second half, best half. Second half, best half. Say it with me. Second half, best half. Second half.